Hello.
Hello, Kat.
Hello, Tiffany. How are you today?
Not too shabby. How are you?
I'm also less shabby. Less than shabby.
Less than shabby.
I think that's a really good word for this episode. So, welcome to Greening Up My Act. We are talking about unpaper towels today.
Yes.
Which I am really excited for you to teach me about because you have mastered the subject matter.
And the art.
And the art. Yes, art and science.
Unpaper towels. It is an art.
And a science.
Yes. Yeah, I did some research. I actually jumped in and bought some. This was actually a long time ago, probably a year ago when I initially wanted to start this podcast because I was going to do it on my own. And then I found a buddy and I'm like, yay, it's much better with somebody else.
Way better than talking to yourself, you know?
Totally. God, I'm boring. So, yeah, so I did all this research after I'd bought them because you go on Amazon and you're like,
God. Amazon.
Yeah, we got to talk about them. But yeah. And I was just like, oh, this sounds really good. This is bamboo. This sounds great. And then it turns out that wasn't the case. They're not that great, but we'll get into that. It was just very surprising to me. So, yeah. I have a story for you about unpaper towels.
Ooh. Before you do that, let me just make sure that people who are joining in know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah, totally.
So, Greening Up My Act is two marketing writers who are super skeptical but want to live sustainable, eco-friendly lifestyles where they're not killing themselves with chemicals in their own houses, but also want things that work.
Yep.
Are relatively or worth the money, at least. Inexpensive, hopefully. And aren't just green hooey or marketing nonsense. So we're doing the research so you don't have to.
Yes. Mostly looking at green housekeeping products. And
at least this
stuff.
Yeah, lifestyle choices.
Yes.
This season, next season.
Who knows?
We might go out of the house. I don't know. It's kind of like COVID again. We're just stuck indoors.
We're on lockdown. Yeah, totally. So, yes, so that's us. And we, because we know the marketing side of things, we know how to spin a story and we know how other people are spinning stories. It's sort of
right through it.
Totally. We have the
marketing x-ray goggles.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say night vision goggles, but it doesn't really work.
We're very dark people. Very dark. Subterfuge.
Only go outside at night.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. Although, a year ago, I totally did not see through this marketing of these unpaper towels.
So tell me the story. It's story time.
Story time. So, yeah, so I heard about these unpaper towels. I just heard about the concept and I was extremely curious. And then I found out, these things have actually been around forever. And I live under a rock. That's what I found out.
Oh, I'm sorry. But big paper towel has kept you under a pile of paper towels.
Totally.
That's what it was.
Freaking bounty. Come on, people. And I wanted to use less paper. And I figured, if around my house, if I make paper towels less convenient, then I would use fewer of them.
Right.
So I was like, oh my gosh, what are unpaper towels? And I had this vision in my mind of something beautiful and lemons all over it.
Ooh.
And so I was wondering, what do these look like? What are they made of? How do you store them? Storage was a big one for me because I was like, how the heck, because paper towels come on a roll. So
and you throw them you throw them in the trash can.
Exactly.
Or the compost bin, depending. But yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on your household and how advanced you are. But
and what chemicals you're rubbing them in. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair. Yeah, so I went on Amazon and I found some that looked good, and there were so many options that I was instantly overwhelmed.
Of course.
And some of them were made from bamboo, like I said. Some of them were made from cotton on one side and flannel on the other, which intrigued me.
To polish your silver or something?
I suppose. All of that stainless stainless steel silver. I see. I don't even know. I don't have silver. That's what I'm saying. And then other ones were similar to just really thin dishcloths. I was like, well, I mean, I have some dishcloths already. Is that good enough? Nope, not good enough. Some of them come with like a wash bag to hold the dirty ones. And I was like, oh, that's handy. But then it's also just extra stuff. Do I need
one more
that?
thing to hang in the closet or the pantry? Yeah.
Yeah. And then some of them come with a holder, like basically like a paper towel holder. It looks exactly like that. And then you can roll and re-roll the towels up on them. You can wash them and re-roll them. Apparently, they're supposed to cling together. And my friend Blair actually says that hers work.
It just sounds like another stack of things you have to fold with your kids' socks that don't match.
Yes, 100%.
But because I was always wondering how you would attach them,
Yes. Yeah, there's like options. And I came up with my own method, so I'm going to share that. I won't say it's like perfect or Instagram worthy, but it functions. And so I found one. It's from the brand Kitchen and Home, and it's made of bamboo, and it seemed the most like a regular paper towel, so it was the least intimidating to me. And it says on the package it's eco-friendly. It got 4.3 out of 5 stars on Amazon, so I was like, that's pretty good. So I spent $9 and I bought them. $9. It was a big investment. So what did I get? When it came in the mail, I was like, yay, my own paper towels are here. And it looked exactly like a roll of paper towels. It was kind of weird.
Are they white?
They are white, yeah. And they actually have, when you first use them, they have a perforation. So you rip them apart like a paper towel.
This is like vegan meat. It's like very much trying to be the same thing.
Totally. Yes. And it worked. I mean, I bought it, right? And so it says that they're made of bamboo, but it also says rayon. And I was like, it just sort of struck me in the back of my mind, like, interesting, rayon. And we'll come back to that. So they felt like a thin felt pad, basically. And they were slightly thicker than a paper towel. They were gigantic. Each of them was like huge, like maybe not twice as big as a regular paper towel, but almost.
Which is, how like modern paper towels are like, use half as much. Here's half a paper towel.
Yes. Yeah. And these were like trying to do the opposite. They're like, we're going to be as big as possible. Yeah. So then like it says you can wash them up to 120 times each. And so I've had these for a year.
How do you count? I don't count how many times I wash things.
I haven't counted. But I would say I probably have washed them more times than that. 120
each.
Well, actually, if you think about it, because I'm not washing them, that's like half a year, right? A little bit less.
I mean, if you're doing 2 loads of them a week. I
probably wash them once a week. So that's 52.
Yeah, so that's 52.
And I've had them for a year. Okay. I don't know if I buy it.
Yeah.
And so it says one roll replaces 60 regular paper towel rolls.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
A big number.
Right?
Yeah.
The cost difference I found was like a regular paper towel roll was like a single roll was $1 at Target when I was looking. Now with inflation, they're probably like $18, but back then.
Yeah. In the before times.
Yeah. Yeah. So $60 for 60 rolls. And I spent $9. Yeah. That's pretty good. So a $51 savings if it really is 60, replacing 60 of them. But
right. Yeah.
So I tried them and they worked so freaking well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're like the quicker, thicker picker upper.
Yeah, but way better. Yeah. Like they worked so well. They were easy to rinse out. You can reuse them right away. I still needed to use regular paper towels for like grease or gross things.
Dog poo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to like pick up my dog poo and then put that. Yeah.
Wash it.
I'm just not.
Put it in the dishwasher. Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that. Maybe some people would, but. So yeah, and then I washed them. So I just washed them in the washing machine and then dried them in the dryer. And they were fine. They like most of the stains came out
I hope you used like really bright red Gatorade or Kool-Aid or something like they do in the commercials to
Right.
like show how much it picks up.
I should.
Look at that stain.
Maybe for Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so they got like a little bit stretched out, but otherwise they were totally good.
You think that's from the rayon?
I think so. Probably.
Okay.
Then I tried some storage solutions, and the only thing I could so what I've landed on after a year of doing this is I still have like a big wide mouth ball jar, and I shove them in that, and that's how I store the clean ones. Yeah. And that actually works pretty well. Like I said, it is not pretty, but
it takes up minimal space on the counter.
Yeah.
They're safe from like randomly soaking up spills that you know.
Yes. Yeah, from all my red Gatorade floating around the counter. Although they would do a great job. Yeah. But yeah, and I also don't have to fold them, which is huge. I just shove them in.
That is.
I'm not folding those things. That's so dumb to fold rags.
Yeah.
And then for the dirty ones, I got this like probably terrible plastic Target. It's like a little basket, but it's plastic and white, and it was like $5. And I throw them in there. That's in my pantry. And it works pretty well, actually. Yeah. And then I just throw them in with my regular towels. So it's like really not a big deal. Yeah, so functionally they work super well. But then I started researching and
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So in general, the water, so I wanted to know, like, is the water usage a big deal? You know, because you are using more water usage with more laundry.
Yeah, more laundry and to produce them.
Well, that too. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I found was, according to Mr. Green in Sierra Magazine, washing rags and making paper towels uses about the same amount of water.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And that's especially true if you have like an Energy Star rated washing machine. But it seemed like you could kind of, that got a wash. Literally.
Well, that's so interesting, because then it's like, well, I'm already washing my towels anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's
maybe
not that much more. So
yeah,
I mean, you probably if you were doing a load by itself without a bunch of towels, then it might make
just
a
your
difference.
Unpaper towel load.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot. The funny thing is, like, I have these 20, but then, well, I'll tell you at the end what I ended up doing after this. But so then I looked into bamboo, and everybody loves bamboo, right? Like,
oh yeah, because it grows like a weed.
Sustainable.
It just regrows. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've learned that it is not regulated.
Interesting.
Yes. So anybody can say, like, this is grown from bamboo. Nobody's regulating the bamboo industry and how people grow bamboo.
Where are they getting this bamboo?
Yes, exactly.
I like to think it's renegades, and because here in Austin, Texas, there's just bamboo because it grows like a weed. It just grows everywhere. It's like renegades cutting down the bamboo and making unpaper towels from it. But I'm pretty sure that's not what's happening.
I love it. Actually, when I was in Vietnam, we went there from our honeymoon, and they made bamboo straws and like really cool things out of bamboo. So it can be.
It's a really useful fiber.
It's a really cool thing, but you know, it's kind of annoying when companies take it and just claim to be bamboo. So these towels are actually rayon, as mentioned. So it's rayon made from bamboo. So rayon needs cellulose to exist. And so they use bamboo to make that cellulose, but by the end of it, it's like not really bamboo anymore. So actually Patagonia is a company that I do respect, and they refuse to use rayon from bamboo in their products.
Okay.
Because let's see, what did they say? It's a known, because of the chemicals that they use when they create the rayon, like carbon disulfide, that is a known, quote, known human reproductive hazard.
Yikes.
Yeah. So isn't that interesting? And so it pollutes the environment, it pollutes the air. It's not great for factory workers who are making this stuff. And what Patagonia said was that there's only a 50% recovery of the chemical. So it's just floating out there.
Wherever. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. So, I smell hooey, as we say, green hooey.
Totally. And other ways, it's also called viscose rayon or viscose. So if you see that anywhere, then that's what this stuff is.
That's what that is. Wow. Well, and so much of like our, you go to the fast fashion and like that's what clothing's made of.
Totally.
Viscose rayon.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the like good fashion is made of bamboo, but it's like but
is it bamboo? Yeah, it's not like straight from the. Oh man, we're gonna have to do a whole thing on clothes and like linen and.
Yes. Absolutely. So yeah, that's why I was like, no, this thing that I bought that I thought was good is actually not good. Because like on the package it says eco-friendly. There's
right. It's got the little leaves and the arrows.
Yes, like all the arrows and all the leaves. They're everywhere and the fancy words. But then you have to think about like, okay, they do work really well. So I already own them, so I'm not going to throw them away. They work super well. They have actually replaced paper towels in my house. Like we don't really use that many paper towels anymore. We still use them, but there's less trucking for, less boxes from probably ordering paper towels from God knows where in our house.
Right. When you're also not driving to the store to get them.
Yeah, less plastic covering.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
What did I rate this? Okay, so would I recommend this product? It's complicated because of all of the reasons that I said. So it's like sort of feels like picking your poison. So we rate things from 1 to 5 granolas, and the crunchier the better. So I would say this one is probably a 2, which is sticky. At best, a 3, which is chewy. But I don't even think it's chewy, to be honest. I think it's sticky. I don't know. What do you think? It's so hard.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it makes you feel better about, so you're reducing your use, and that's a major thing.
Yes.
The problem is that the product you're using to reduce the use is causing other problems on the other end.
Right.
So I agree with you. And that they don't take that into account. It's such an American thing where it's like, well, I'm doing my part, like I don't care how it's made, but
well, and it's also like we are all so busy, right? Like who the hell,
like who had the time to research
this?
Like
even viscose was written so tiny and rayon was written so tiny on the label, and it's like even the people who know what viscose means, what rayon means, they're gonna have a hard time finding that on the label because nobody's really regulating this stuff. So
you have to seriously know it.
Yeah, so it's frustrating, and I think I got to stick with number 2, like rated a 2, sticky, just because I'm so pissed off about the marketing because it calls itself eco-friendly.
Yeah,
it's like
100%. But you have some ideas about like how to find unpaper towels or
yes.
Okay.
So
there is a solution to
this. So better options, even though I do still use these bamboo ones and they do really work well. That doesn't mean there aren't a lot of other ways to go about it that are better. So like cotton, not great as far as being sustainably produced, but organic cotton is better. So that's one option. If you got like an organic cotton unpaper towel, one option. Even better is a Swedish dishcloth that's actually from Sweden because there's a bunch that are shit. We will link the like legit ones that are produced from sustainable forests and all of these things in the show notes because I did find one that I really liked, but some of them are Swedish dishcloths and they're made with like junk. So it's really hard to say, but that's better. But the best of all, it's always reduce, reuse, recycle. So use what you already have. And this was one of the hilarious reviews on the paper towels, the unpaper towels that I bought was, I just loved it so much I had to share. It said, I feel so stupid for falling for this gimmick. We already have washable, reusable paper towels. They're called washcloths.
Yep. I was going to jump in here and say I have what I use that I keep in a stack under my sink is just this stack of like blue cotton cloths that came with my dad bought me a car cover when I had a BMW, and it came with these basically washcloths to wash the car with.
Oh, nice.
Which I now have the washcloths for a car that I no longer own, but Yeah, and that's what we use to clean the kitchen with, because we have washcloths for the bidet, and those are separate from the washcloths you use on your face, and those are separate from the washcloths you use to wash the kitchen. Yeah, so they all live in their different respective sink niches. But yeah, I was lucky enough to have those fall into my lap.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Use stuff you already have. So what I ended up doing after a while, these bamboo ones kind of ran out of steam, basically, and sometimes they just kind of were too gross to keep washing. I really don't think I washed them 120 times now that we're doing the math, but that's fine.
I have washcloths from like 1985 that my mother gave me. So anyway.
Awesome. Yeah, like actual washcloths do last forever. Yeah. So what I ended up doing, I had this giant flannel sheet that my dog had been digging in the bed and ripped a huge rip down the middle, and I tried to sew it, did not work. So I ended up just cutting that up, and I've just kept it because I've had, they're really useful. And so I cut that up, and that's just the rest of our unpaper towels are just literally like flannel sheet cut up, and it works just as well. So
and they hide the Gatorade stains.
Soaks up all that red Gatorade that we're spilling.
Just throwing around the house.
Yeah. So it's like, I think we are told a lot of times that we need to buy stuff in order to be better, but I think that's the opposite of reality.
Yeah.
So
the less you can buy, because again, those washcloths from 1985 are not currently generating any water problems.
Yep.
There's not a factory worker getting
sick
from it. So
yep, totally. They're already here. They already exist.
Yeah.
Even I feel like thrift stores sometimes sell stuff like that. Like
towels
sheets or linens or.
Yeah. So if you must buy new, I mean, quote unquote new, but yeah, again, it's not. No one's gonna judge your rag collection.
Yes,
I hope.
Yes. Yeah. If they do, screw them.
Kick them out. Yeah. Throw a red Gatorade on them and kick them out of the house.
And maybe give them a rag to clean up and then kick them out.
There you go. Take it with you.
And keep using it. Yeah. And then if you do buy, I think any household is going to need some paper towels just for, like I said, grease or gross, like dog poopy. You're not going to want to use a reusable one. Recycled paper towels are a good option. They're a little bit more expensive, but they do use less water. So,
yeah. And I think they've gotten better. I think years ago it was like those cheap, brown unbleached paper towels that.
Yeah, we're basically like Kleenex.
Yeah, they don't soak anything up. They're decorative. Just to get stuck to your countertop.
And to be able to say you have them.
Look, I'm so conscientious. Yeah. But yeah. Well, I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. This was really fun to research, and I actually really enjoyed. It's just so funny because it's like unpaper towels. There's so many pretty ones, and you don't need them to be pretty.
No. They're there to clean up. Again, I can't say it enough. Red Gatorade. Okay.
Yes. They get stained.
Yeah. If you're afraid to use it on red Gatorade, it's not worth having.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I did find what do you call it when you're sewing? A pattern, I guess, for a guide for no-sew and sewable unpaper towels. And I did it. This was like also a year ago. But I did it, and they're awesome. I loved them. So we'll include that link too. It took like 15 minutes. Cool. Well, it was supposed to take 15 minutes. For me, I'm not good at sewing. It took me about 45.
I'm like, please don't make me try.
No. But there is a no-sew version. So
okay. So maybe on our Instagram, we will show you using your unpaper towels, and maybe show us the guide too. There, we can share it there.
Yes, absolutely.
So speaking of our nascent Instagram is Greening Up My Act.
Yep. Woo, woo.
So you can find us there. Followed by Tiffany Verbeck and Catherine Cox.
Yes.
Those are our two current followers who happen to be us.
We're going to be huge.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited to go wipe down my kitchen with my washcloth.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be such a fun evening for you.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Talk to you next. Oh, what's next week?
Oh, yes. Let's see.
I will share what next week is, because it is my week to teach you about compostable trash bags.
Ooh. I'm really excited about that one.
Yep. I have a lot of stories about that too. So that's my favorite, is that we're doing research, but we're also using anecdotes.
Yes. It's story time.
Big anecdotes. Yes.
Fall asleep. So. This is a sleep podcast, actually. So no, it's not. Don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. Send us an email. No, find us on Instagram. Yeah. Email comes later.
We're going to do that. We're going to do an email.
Yeah. It'll happen. All right. Thanks.
Sweet. Thank you.